Hey there, YouTube. This is Will Chandler, handle of Guardian Fury. I haven't been on here in a while. I wanted to introduce my new book, or my first book. It's new. Amor, Fati, The Love of One's Fate. An incredible true story of going from PTSD to post-traumatic growth. That's the book there. And on the back, the summary that I wrote up for it says this is a true story of survival through traumas, hardships, and betrayals. It educates on what it is to grow up in an abusive cult and home life. This is a real-life love story that will be talked about for generations. It is a story of service to one's community and country. The military themes of honor, bravery, and sacrifice are embodied in this book from a decorated military first responder on 9/11/2001. This is an account of post-traumatic growth, of learning how to struggle well after a lifetime of PTSD. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke. Well, I figured what I'd do is just read the first chapter or so and go from there. I'm going to be reading from the hardcover just because it's easier to hold. This is one of my author proofs, so there's a line. So the version you get on Amazon at the moment obviously won't have a line in it across the front picture. So, Amor Fati, The Love of One's Fate. I have been pondering how to introduce this autobiography for myself, Will Chandler, and the love of my life, Victoria Jones. Looking back, I can see where multiple times my mind has been a bit shattered from the extreme traumas that I have survived throughout my life. As I have been writing this book, I have been reliving, re-experiencing the emotions engendered by my traumas. This is not the easiest of processes. I do feel, however, that writing this book is helping to organize and unclutter my brain. It is helping me to make sense of this life and to start to understand, a little bit, what my life might look like to an outside observer. I hope to help others find the strength to heal through the telling of our story. Some names have been changed in this book. This is our account of our lives as we remember it. Chapter 1, Amor Fati, The Love of One's Fate. Where to begin a life story with so many synchronicities? I have thought of Bilbo Baggins many a time writing his story. It is my lesson to share the lessons of a life full of perils and adventures. Like the sagas of the Greeks, there are lessons of what it is to be human and to struggle. A struggle to find one's place in the world and to live a life full of purpose. It is my hope that mine and Vicky's story can be used to help others go from complex PTSD to post-traumatic growth, PTG. It is my hope that it will help others to transform struggle into strength. After getting medically retired from the U.S. Army, it was a regular thing to be told how much impact I could still have even though I am severely disabled. No one could answer the how for me, a question I came to ask people whenever the situation arose. I have come to realize that the how is as simple as telling my story. Here I sit, beginning the long process of putting my difficult-to-believe life's story to paper. It has only been in the last couple years that I have begun to realize how extraordinary my life has been. A good friend of mine told me that the biggest obstacle I will have to overcome is that it will be unbelievable to some. Bob telling me that I had been through more than anyone he knew, and he knows many people as a pastor, is what finally started the process of realization about my life. From parents splitting when I was 2, to being raised as a true believer in a cult, going through some extreme CSA, child sexual abuse, from 4 to 15 years old, to include being trafficked by my stepfather, homeschooling myself for a couple years while working full-time in the family business and cult activities, finding a reprieve at 16 by moving in with my father and stepmother and going back to public school. I graduated high school with honors. I joined the U.S. Army with my first platoon being the Presidential Salute Battery as a member of the Honor Guard in the Washington, D.C. area. I am a decorated 9/11/2001 military first responder to the Pentagon crash site. As a 24-year-old, I was the acting platoon sergeant for the Presidential Salute Battery. I also helped run the 18 X-ray program for about a year at the JFK Special Warfare Center on Fort Bragg. I was in the 19th Special Forces Group. I am a combat veteran of Iraq and was injured by and medically retired because of a friendly fire incident perpetrated by HHC 1st to the 111th Pennsylvania National Guard. The first time I saw my wife after being medevaced to Fort Sam Houston, she asked me for a divorce as soon as our 2-year-old son fell asleep for a nap. I got caught up in the opioid epidemic for years because of severe pain and trusting my doctors too much. I know what it is to wake up every day for years, disappointed to have woken up. To finally having my bad marriage fall completely apart. I also recently got to play my part to get legislation passed that finally gave medical coverage for 9/11 related illnesses to the military responders during our nation's time of tragedy. After decades, I found my first love and soulmate again. Vicky and I were each other's first love and first kiss. An exponential curve has happened in our lives since we found each other again. We have been lucky enough to fight for human rights together at demonstrations in front of the White House. We have learned about post-traumatic growth, PTG, after a lifetime of dealing with complex PTSD. We are not the same people that found each other again 4 years ago. There are so many more details and crazy synchronicities, too many to list or for many to believe. Here's a weird one. Vicky's father used to be engaged to my mother. It was years after Vicky and I had met and fallen in love. Horses seem to be a theme in my life as well. I am of the Gallop bloodline. I think that I will start with when Vicky and I found each other again. If you are a fan of Marvel, I am currently living a real-life, messy version of Captain America and Peggy Carter at the end of Avengers Endgame. Everything changed for me 4 years ago, for the second time. I had seen Avengers Endgame a few times and it had gotten my mind thinking of possibilities. After telling a friend what my first love and love of my life did for me as a teenager, it was suggested that I try to contact Vicky to take a chance for what could be everything I had ever wanted in this life. It took Vicky a couple months to get back to me. We spoke for hours every day until I flew to England to see her for 6 weeks. To put this in a little context, I will share a poem I had written a few years before, while I was still with the mother of my children. It is a first draft that I never went back and finished, and never will. I imagine all the pain that I cause you. I feel I'm spiraling far away from you. It's like I am drowning. All I want to do is touch you, let you know the truth of just what I feel for you. All I ever do is fail to show you I love you. I don't know how to reach me or you. All I am is pain from the top to the age of 2. I dreamt about you all my life, you know. Everything I was seemed lost to me and you. How do I get back to you knowing that I love you? I need help. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. All I hear in return is silence. It's deafening to not be heard. What am I doing wrong in this life? It feels like everything is the answer to the last verse. How do I climb my way out of the abyss? Where is anyone when I am screaming like this? Forget the light. Show me the entrance to the tunnel. I just need a lifeline to cling to. In my head, I hear that misery is a friend to me. If that is true, then where is my company? I'm searching for a rope, a ladder, or a rung. I pray to God this abyss has not finally won. What is this that I am feeling? It is so foreign to me. I turn my eyes to heaven. What is this that I see? The sun is rising. Is this the sign that I seek? Could it be that this is the beginning for me? I hit my knees with my face turned to the clouds. What is this that I feel? Is it raining down on me? No, I see the sun. The rain was from me. Wipe my eyes, my love. This life I live is for you, not only me. Confusion and doubt come back again. I get these glimpses through the shattered pieces of the man I was, using adhesive to mend all the pieces. My fingers are bloody from the shards of what was once me. Why can't I find another to walk beside what was, what is, and what will be? After getting to know Vicky for the second time, I realized that I had always been looking for her. I had held on to her as the ideal and perfect woman for me. The first time we had met and fallen in love, I saw possibility in life that I had never known. She gave me hope for the future, something to live and fight for. It had been such a very long life since then, and I was not conscious of the fact that I had been looking for her ever since parting ways at 15 years old for me and 16 years old for Vicky. For both of us, we just picked up where we left off as kids. I suppose some explanation is needed as to why this was so profound for both of us. So that is the first chapter of my book, Amor, Fati, The Love of One's Fate. There you go. And that is up on Amazon now. And I hope you check it out. If you do check it out, definitely please leave a review. Looking forward to some feedback and seeing what good we can accomplish in the world. Anyway, this is Will Chandler, the handle of Guardian Fury. And you guys have a good one.